how do I best support my fiance amidst family tension and criticism? So we've been dating for just shy of a year. I proposed on Easter after she made the courageous decision to leave the Mormon church and become baptized and confirmed in the Catholic Church. The rest of her family of 7 is Mormon, minus her eldest brother, who's 15 years older than she is. While her family is relatively nice and cordial with me, they are very disrespectful to her at times. She is the baby of the family. She's 9 years younger than our next closest sibling. I recently learned about a group chat, which apparently existed or has existed for years, and it includes all of her siblings and their spouses without my fiance, where things that she told her eldest sister in confidence are being shared to put my fiance down. Separately, I've listened to her mom put her down instead of supporting her. And I'll add to that mix that I recently moved across the country to go to graduate school. So all of our wedding planning is being done from across the country. So tie back to the original question, would supporting her mean talking to her family and calling her siblings out for their petty behavior? Or should I continue to focus on validating her feelings and supporting her in the best way I can?
Yeah, dude, stay out of this. You're already the guy that is costing her eternal damnation. That's the view of her family, okay? Right, wrong, or indifferent, it doesn't matter what you believe. That's the cost that they're dealing with, okay? And so that's, I want to give them the grace of they think this is a huge deal. And I don't know any family on the planet that doesn't step aside and be like, oh my gosh, can you hear what Kelly has done? Oh my goodness, have you seen Ben's, whatever? Like, that's families. Families have drama. But you interjecting here does two things. It makes you more of the supervillain they already think you are, and it communicates to your fiance a message she's got her whole life, which is she's not enough, she can't handle it, and she just needs to move aside and let other people handle her problems. And so you walking alongside her and saying, I hear that. That stinks. That breaks my heart for you. You're welcome to move out here with and get an apartment out here until we get married anytime you want. Like, it's that level of support. And I think it's good for you to be reflective of this is the ecosystem you are marrying into for the rest of your life. And you like the old saying, you don't just marry your partner, you marry their family, is true. And so there's going to be tension there. There's going to be tension probably forever. Hopefully everybody can be kind and cordial. And then we're going to move on with our lives. But yeah, you getting involved is a bad move, I think.
Okay.
Well, is she asking you to do this, or are you just sick of anybody talking bad about your girlfriend?
I'm just sick of anyone talking bad about her. Yeah. I love her to death. She is an incredible woman. She's just so organized, so lovely. And the fact that her family doesn't see that and sees her as just the baby that keeps making mistake after mistake just really infuriates me.
Okay. Have you told her that exactly as you just told me?
Yes.
Okay. That's the best you can do. And then you can be a sounding board and a support network. There may come a day in the future when she says, hey, I want to go visit for the holidays. And y'all have that conversation. I don't want to be around a bunch of people that just bag on my wife. And she says, hey, this really means a lot to me. I'm going to ask you just to come and be cordial. We'll turn and burn. We'll go spend 3 days there and then we'll leave. Will you just come? And I know I've got to just take it on the chin, but I want to be around my family. And imagine when y'all start having kids, right? In a Catholic former Mormon, y'all going to have 1,000 kids, right? Yeah, that was a good joke.
That's the plan.
That was a good Catholic Mormon joke right there. But I just want you to be realistic. If you go and swing in right now, you're not even technically a part of this family. It's just going to it's going to just set fire to your villain status already. And I guess when it comes to theological differences, especially of this magnitude, I always just have grace for people, man. Like, they wouldn't be true believers of their faith if they weren't upset that their kid, their baby girl, left that faith to join another one. I get that totally. And so I can't change that, but they will see over time, I love this woman. I treat this woman with high dignity and respect. I honor her. I partner with her to create an amazing new life. Like, that's the best I can do. But you go in and swing in, it's just going to confirm the stories they've made up about you already, and I'm not going to give that to people. I'm going to heap burning coals through kindness and treating people with dignity. And if it comes down to it, if her dad says, "Hey, I want to take you out for lunch," I would go to that for sure, and hear him out, and then also say, like, your daughter's a wonderful, wonderful woman, and I hear a lot of criticism and critique, and it makes me uncomfortable. I don't like it. I don't like people talking about my fiance that way. Has she asked you to intervene? Just hearing the term 9 to 5 can be a drag, so my friends at Cozy Earth are here to help make your 5 to 9 way more comfortable. I love Cozy Earth's pants and all-day t-shirts. They're soft, breathable, and super tough. And my wife loves her pajamas, and my whole family loves Cozy Earth sheets. They're super comfortable, and they keep us cool when it's hot outside. Try them risk-free for 100 nights. You can save 40% off your entire order at CozyEarth.com/Delony. Has she asked you to intervene?
No.
Okay.
No. So we just have two very different coping strategies. I know she tends to talks to me and kind of sleeps a lot, and I'm kind of confrontational at points by nature.
Sure.
And so that's sometimes where my mind ends up going to. I know she hasn't intervened. She hasn't asked me to intervene. And I know I've been erring on a lot of the advice that you're giving, and being kind, being cordial, and being helpful wherever I can. I know her youngest sibling actually recently got married herself. And I know I was like running around trying to help out wherever I could with the wedding and what was going on.
Okay, so be careful to not go ahead and try to solve other people's problems for them. And so here's what I always want to do. Anytime there's this thing that's happening out there, I always want to point somebody back to your thoughts and your actions and even your feelings. And what about those things can you control? And if you have a confrontational nature on behalf of other people, the energy spent trying to solve everybody else's wedding issues and problems and treatments and secret WhatsApp conversations, I would rather you take that energy and begin to dig into with yourself as you're entering into a new marriage. Y'all are creating a new relationship that's never existed before. And begin to ask yourself, what is it about other people's drama that I want to get in there and solve? Do I have a bent towards justice? Do I have a bent for nobody stuck up for me when I was a kid, and so I feel obligated to go out and do that stuff? And here's where you're going to land if you're reflective and honest, that you might end up liking you helping other people with their problems helps validate you and makes you feel a little bit taller inside your own chest. And I want to challenge you that doing that inner work, such a dramatic Instagram-y phrase, but you being reflective will challenge you to say, okay, what work do I need to do on myself so that when somebody else says something stupid, I can just let it roll off. I'm going to move on with my life. I'm not going to get involved and help other people unless they ask for my help, unless I see somebody about to get hurt, and then I'm going to jump in with both feet. You see what I'm saying? Like there is everybody knows they're welcome at the Delony house. I've got people all over my house right now. It's amazing. And in all different phases of struggle. It's kind of wild right now. And it's exactly what how my wife and I set our life up. And I'll offer it, but I'm not going to go run around trying to solve other people's problems because I found that I was using other people to try to make me feel good. as a way to avoid,
Mm.
I'm pretty powerless that my wife's parents, or in your case, my wife's parents are awesome, but in your case, your wife's parents are pretty terrible to her. And I can't solve that. And letting her know I will always be here. I love this exercise for y'all too, because here's the deal. This is going to come up with her boss one day. Or this is going to come up with a neighbor. Or she's going to try to volunteer for something at your local parish, and she's going to get turned down. And you're going to want to go in there swinging, right? You're going to want to go in there trying to fight everybody. And so having this conversation now, this is a great exercise for y'all going out for breakfast and saying, all right, hey, whenever big problems come, I want to go in there and punch everybody. And your tendency, what I'm seeing is you want to just exhale and sleep, and your body kind of shuts you down. How are we going to work together in the future? What's a way I can love you? When I see you sleeping a lot and going into avoidant behavior, how can I love you? And could I put some things on the table, ways you could love me when you see me about to go swinging and fighting everybody? And my wife and I have a very similar dynamic to you and your fiance, and those conversations have been magic. And it's given me some peace. It's given my wife some peace. And now I know I have a roadmap for, oh, she needs me to get involved here. She wants me to get involved here versus I'm trying to get involved because I feel really small. So that's my best wisdom for you, brother. It just isn't your problem. It is your problem because you're connected to her, but this isn't something you can go in there and solve. And so continuing to support her, and more importantly, continuing to ask her, how can I love you right now? How can I love you today? How can I love you when you find out these hard truths about your family talking crap about you? How can I love you when your boss passes you over for a promotion? How can I love you if we get pregnant, like 3 years from now we get pregnant and we lose we have a miscarriage? Like, let's talk about those things now so that we begin to build roadmaps for how we can best love each other. Otherwise, you're going to end up trying to love each other as you wish someone would love for you, and that creates a ton of conflict in a marriage. Thank you so much for the call, my brother. I'm really grateful for you. And by the way, good for you for wanting to stick your neck out and start swinging, like punch first and ask questions later on behalf of the woman you love. I love that sentiment. It's about controlling that and doing the next right thing, even when you feel like I want to go burn everything to the ground. Asking yourself before you light that first match, how can I best love her?